Hey tankers, and welcome back to World of Tanks with PR154, where we are following Lekesh of the Predators clan in the Tier 9 reward French medium tank Char Futur 4. This is available to most tankers if they've been able to get at least the required number of tokens from the BattlePass series. You need 9 tokens in order to pick this vehicle up, which is actually the lowest number of tokens you need. This is a tank that's been around through some special events for a while now. Some of the OGs who picked up this tank would have gotten it through the Expedition, which was sort of a combination of Frontlines and Steel Hunter and other events that happened to be running, but now it's all tied up to this Battle Pass. Broadly speaking, Char Futur 4 is a long-range support vehicle. It has a 105mm main gun that hits for 390 hit points per shot. It has a 3-second intra-clip reload. It has quite good penetration characteristics as well, 268mm with the standard AP and with the premium heat shells, which I note that Lekesh has not actually carried any of. You get a nice, I believe it's 330. With the premium heat shells. Yes, 330, so very useful ordnance to have available to you, but Lekesh is going to play on hard mode today and not draw on that resource at all. Now, we have featured this vehicle on the channel a couple of times before. One of those was also bottom tiered with no gold in the loadout at all, but 268mm of penetration. I mean, that's tier 10 penetration, really, as far as standard shells are concerned. Although while the pen is always mightier than the sword, I always feel that you should keep a sword handy for when the pen fails. But I digress. So the role of this is long to medium range support. And it's got the accuracy to do that. 0.33 meters per 100 meters is the base dispersion on this vehicle. The dynamic dispersion characteristics are okay. The aim time's also pretty good, but there is a sense, I guess, if you start to jump in and brawl with this tank, that the dispersion can let you down a little bit. Now, Lekesh has got a couple of jobs to do today. Specifically, he's got MT-13 for the T-55A, in which he needs to cause 4,500 hit points of damage to enemy vehicles, and for the honours condition needs to place top 3 on the team by experience earned. Now, that sounds pretty good, actually, because if I was picking up 4,500 hit points of damage to enemy vehicles in a medium tank, I'd like to think I was in the top 3. Swing and a miss against the Leopard PTA, the standard shell letting us down a little bit there. Now, that's not the only job that we've got to do here today. We've also got Coalition-12 for the Chimera. He needs to cause damage to 12 times to enemy vehicles by shooting them. Fortunately, that can be the same vehicle hit multiple times, but it does mean lots of shots on target is required. Speaking of shots on target, what have we got here? A ML-1951, and we have been able to connect with that one, so at least that's our first ounce of progression on that mission. For the honours condition, Lekesh needs to destroy 3 enemy vehicles, so got a little bit to do here today. Playing to this long-range support role, we've been able to clip our second vehicle. That is the AE Phase 1, and we're in for a reload. This is a longer reload on this vehicle. You're heading towards 40-second reload time. And I guess in many ways that does exclude this vehicle from being a sort of anti-scout, if you like, in that if you were to try to use its reasonable forward mobility of 60 kilometers per hour, if you were trying to use that to get into a forward position to try to counter and clip out light tanks, you may find that you get into position and then you're still not loaded, and then you've got a light tank in front of you that you can't really deal with. So I guess that is a bit of a problem. Of course, once you clip out and you're in short to intermediate range of enemy vehicles, well then that's 40 seconds, well, 39 seconds at the longest before you're going to be a threat to enemy vehicles again. So that can be a little bit frustrating in situations like this, where you're almost playing like a surrogate tank destroyer. You're playing from the back, and we can see friendly vehicles probably started to started to extend forward a bit. They might be finding themselves in trouble or crossfires or what have you. You can see Lekesh has followed what might have been a shell tracer. But here we see our IS-3 in a little bit of trouble. Now, it is going to be one-shottable to the Leopard PTA, but fortunately the Leopard PTA is going to be one-shottable to it as well. I guess at this point in time, Lekesh is really hoping that these heavies will just try to hunker down, that the enemy vehicles will try to poke on them, and he might be able to pick up this additional damage and hits. So far, only causing a little over 1,000 hit points of damage, which is a long way from our goal for the medium tank condition. But while there's a bit of a lull in the fighting, Lekesh has decided to hit that C key and reload the mag. So at least he gets his full, 1,560 hit points worth of damage out of that clip. Now the enemy does have a slight numerical disadvantage. Having said that, the vehicles that really matter to advance their cause, the IS-3 and the Object 777.2 that's over here, they are fairly low on the hit points. The VK-7501K also joining the fray. It appears that there's been some blind fire of the IS-22. I'm not sure if those shells had connected, but we'll finish off the clip there. Leopard PTA swings out and knocks out the VK-7501K. So despite best endeavours to sort of reinforce that line, unfortunately the VK-7501K has been sent back to the garage, and the scores are roughly 8-all. Although it would appear that the hit points are not in Lekesh's favour at this point in time. They are now 2 guns down against this enemy. So this is going to be quite problematic. Now there was a bit of a push off the hill here, and I guess that's landed a few vehicles in trouble. We've got the Kunzipanzer, which is another vehicle available off the battle pass that's trying to work that area, but it might struggle to do that solo against a Jagdtiger. So falling back to where there is support, because really at the moment no one else on the team can assist that Kunzipanzer. Now that it might have been okay if they were able to sit up here and maybe spot things in the middle, but I think under the circumstances, falling back to where the team can support them is going to be the better course of action. But the enemy very much has the initiative here. We can see Lekesh's team is really sort of drawing down into that area of the map that they can possibly defend. Enemy Panther 2 gingerly working through the low ground. This is a pretty strong position to take, particularly when you're in those encounter map modes where if you can control this as the attacking team, you can have a fantastic time in that match 9 times out of 10. But that's not that mode. We've got a flag on either side of the map. Again, quite static play here. And that's kind of okay from Lekesh's team's point of view at this point in time. Leopard PTA attacking the IS-3. I'm not sure what Lekesh was doing there. He might have stopped for a yawn or something like that, but unfortunately that has meant that the Leopard PTA has been able to make their move and knock out the IS-3 unchallenged. So a little bit of an oversight there, but he's been able to pick up his first kill of the game, second kill of the game, and causing a bit of damage to the Panther 2 with the last shell in the clip. Bit of return fire there from the Panther 2 and the Waffenträger Ausführung Panzer 4. But that has brought up a bit of an equaliser here. They're now only 1 gun down, but still only carrying about half the hit points. In fact, no, it's still the Kunzipanzer still somewhat more healthy. We can see the what is that? A Panzer? No, I really wish they'd be able to flip these tags around the other way when tanks start driving off the map. Okay, it's a Panzer 58 Mutz. that is coming up the zero line. So Lekesh will relocate. If you can catch this vehicle exposed, the clip on Char Futur 4 can do a hell of a lot of damage to the Panzer 58. The Waffenträger Ausführung Panzer 4 also making its move on this plateau, but Lekesh leaving this Panzer 58 Mutz in a one-shottable position. It certainly will be in their interest to try to knock out that gun fairly promptly, but at this stage, Lekesh's team is kind of holding all the cards and forcing these enemy vehicles to assault. Now, having said that, how they manage against an IS-5 or a Jagdtiger, if their hit points are relatively intact, that could be a little bit problematic if those vehicles are allowed to get their guns in the game. But back to the missions for a moment. It appears Coalition 12, we're making some decent progress there, having landed 8 hits so far, now 9 on the Jagdtiger. Let's say Jagdtiger hitting back with fury. Swing and a miss against the Panzer 58 Mutz, and we've got... Okay, so we did have one shell left. He has hit the C key, he's going for the reload and trying to escape. So remembering we've got about 39 seconds to reload the magazine here. But we are making a lot of progress on these hit goals for Coalition 12. We've also done nearly 100 hit points of damage, which is getting us closer to this MT-13, about a little over 2/3 of the way there. So we're just about reloaded, just about ready to get this vehicle back into the fight. He has missed out on the kill on the Panzer 58 Mutz in this particular instance. IS-5 getting knocked out by the Rheinmetall Panzer Waffenträger. And Lekesh is rounding on the Jagdtiger. 2 shots left in the magazine, so he should be able to knock this out if every shot penetrates. And there we go. That is his 3rd kill of the game, which is super handy because that will actually satisfy now both the damage condition and the honors condition for Coalition 12. Now, unless one of these blind shots had hit and that we don't know about it, we're still short on our primary condition here for Medium Tank 13 for the T55A. So still 3,100 hit points short. He's up against a Waffenträger Ausführung Panzer 4, so certainly Lekesh will have all the advantages as far as mobility, but I think we have to assume that the Waffenträger does have that one-shot advantage over the Char Futur 4 in this particular case. So this could be anyone's game at this point. But Lekesh has a full magazine ready to go. All he needs is a clean angle and an opportunity. Certainly as far as mobility is concerned, they have all the advantages. 2 minutes left in the game. The Waffenträger has come all this way, so I don't expect that they're going to be making a run back to base. Just in case, Lekesh is going to try to take the longer approach and try to take advantage of the okay view range for this vehicle. 380 meters base view range you get with Char Futur 4. So better than a poke in the eye with a stick, that's for sure. Hopefully coming at the Waffenträger from an unexpected angle, that'll hopefully mean they can engage this vehicle, and hopefully that enemy gun will be pointed in completely a different direction. I've had a couple of pointers on the map here, because we've got a minute left. Everyone's getting a little bit invested in the outcome. This has been quite a slow game. It's a result that a lot of folks will really have been waiting for. So we've been able to light the Waffenträger Ausführung Panzer 4, and it's really dug into the corner. It is dug in a way that it will really makes it hard to sneak up on the vehicle or approach from either angle. They're now he's now proximity spotting, the proximity spotting each other, makes it a bit difficult to get that element of surprise. Like for any position that the Waffenträger could possibly take, that would be the best. One of the real things that annoy me about Char Futur 4, I find the vertical gun travel is a little bit problematic. You only get 7.5 degrees of gun depression, but anyway, swing and a miss by the Waffenträger, and Lekesh is able to knock it out and take the win, and also come away with the primary condition. So that is the primary condition knocked over for MT-13. We'll check the results to see if they made top 3 by experience. You'd really like to think they had. And then, of course, primary and honours completed for Coalition 12 for the Chimera. So let's see how they did in the results. So for their efforts, that is a level 1 mastery badge, an achievement not to be sniffed at. Some people say only a level 1, but really is scored enough experience points to sit within the top 5% of players in Char Futur 4 this week. So well done there. We've also picked up the high caliber medal for accounting for at least 20% of the total hit point pool of enemy vehicles. In this case, nearly 4,800 hit points worth of damage and taking 4 kills in the course of this battle. A nice fistful of badges of merit here as well. Bruiser for damaging enemy vehicle modules or crew members at least 5 times in the course of the battle. He's picked up the duelist medal for destroying at least 2 enemy vehicles that have caused damage to him in turn. He's picked up the fighter medal for destroying 4 to 5 enemy vehicles in the battle. The lower limit of this at 4 kills, but hey, it hit the objective. And the Fire for Effect medal, which it's very rare that you get this without getting this. Now, having a look at the team scores, remembering we wanted to see top 3 by experience points for the honours condition of Medium Tank 13. And yes, we did. We came second by experience. Top honours actually going to the Kunzipanzer, who had a cracking game there. Nearly 5,200 hit points of damage inflicted on the enemy team, with 4 kills claimed as well. Special mention on the enemy team to the Leopard Prototype A, who was able to knock out 5 enemy vehicles for a total damage to of nearly 2,600 hit points, and the A Phase 1, who collected nearly 3,600 hit points of damage and 2 kills. Having a look at the detailed report, quite a profitable game here by Lekesh, although if we have a look, there are a couple of personal reserves and clan reserves running at the time. So between them, that's what, 46,000 credits that he's been able to pick up through boosters. So you knock that off the total endgame profit, we're really talking about maybe 8,000 credits net from this battle. This was a little bit of an expensive one. We did have some premium consumables that were consumed, as they and a bit of an ammunition bill, although that was somewhat tempered by the fact that it was only firing the standard AP in the course of this battle. We also need to remember that Char Futur 4 is not a premium vehicle, it's a reward vehicle. So as such, while it will give you all the benefits of accelerated crew training and accelerated experience accrual, it won't actually give you the credit boost that is synonymous with premium vehicles. So an important distinction to note. So very well done there to Lekesh of the Predators clan in the Tier 9 reward French medium tank Char Futur 4, with not 1 but 2 personal campaign missions knocked over with honours. That is Medium Tank 13 for the T55A and Coalition 12 for the Chimera. And if anyone else has a replay that they'd like to see featured on the channel, then please reach out over Discord or any of the links below. We'll do our best to sort you out. In the meantime, take care out there.